Hello again, basketball fans, and welcome to this edition of Hardwood Classics on NBA TV. I'm Rick Kamla. The Chicago Bulls, up 3-1 in the 1993 NBA Finals, look to close out the Suns and win their third straight NBA championship. Once again, it is two-time Finals MVP Michael Jordan leading the way, averaging 43 points per game. Suns forward Charles Barkley has also been impressive to this point, averaging just under 30 points a game. The Phoenix Suns were looking to stay alive and win another Finals game in Chicago to force the series back to Phoenix.
No team has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit to win the NBA Finals. Bulls, with the 3-1 lead, control the opening tip. Scottie Pippen, played by Dan Marley. Kevin Johnson opens against Michael Jordan. Pippen had it deflected short. And Barkley starts back. Loops over to Marley, who's guarded by Pippen. Johnson played by Jordan. And Barkley for three. Charles Barkley opening up by attempting from three-point range. Armstrong for Grant. Cartwright. So everyone touching the ball here on the first two possessions. Grant. Marley with the rebound. Kevin Johnson stopped by B.J. Armstrong. A minute gone by. Richard Dumas. And it's Barkley stepping back, changed his mind. Marley passed on the three, missed the reverse. Rebound West. Kept alive by Dumas. And Michael Jordan gets to it.
Gang rebound. Everybody going after the basketball early in the game. Extra bodies going after it to get and secure a rebound. That was an excellent call by the official just then on the sideline.
The czar looking for some calls right at the start of his return to coaching.
He knows he's going to need those calls next season. But I think right here, I think that Phoenix is going to have to really set their offense and go inside to Charles Barkley. Really set the tone that they're going to be powering the ball inside tonight.
But Barkley continues to fire from outside, and he's given the Suns a 2-0 lead.
Magic, it almost seems like he's trying to do it in reverse. He's trying to get his outside game going, hoping that maybe they'll come up on it, then maybe take it off the dribble.
And that's all right, too.
And here's Barkley off the steal from Marley. And Barkley tried to go to the left hand. It was broken up. Good play by Grant. Getting back. Charles Barkley was 1 of 10 from outside in game number 4.
You can see that Grant doesn't feel early. There's a sense of urgency that he has to be up tight on him until he makes a few, just like Kevin Johnson did from the left corner.
Michael Jordan for three. Yes. Well, Michael wasting little time. His first field goal opportunity, and he converts from three-point territory. Suns 4, the Bulls 3. Johnson, yes.
I'm afraid to see what the number might be tonight with Michael. Each game they've gone up 31 points, 42 points, 44, 55. Scottie Pippen with the backdoor layup.
And that was a beautiful pass from Michael Jordan. All the defense was paying attention to him. He just whipped it through.
Armstrong fell down and also in the process tripped Johnson, leading to the foul call.
After Jordan makes this three-pointer, he turns and comes back almost with a sense of satisfaction on his face, as if to say, yes, I feel it early, I'm off to a good start. Then, playing the other role, the playmaker, he hits Pippen with the backdoor pass.
Now Barkley posts up. Yes. Charles Barkley feeling it here in the early going, and he's given the Suns an 8-5 lead.
See, I like this strategy. Like I said earlier, hey, get him 30 to 40 shots. If you're going to lose, you lose with Charles Barkley.
Here's Jordan. So Michael has hit his first two, a 3 and a 2 for 5 points. Suns by 1.
And Phoenix has come out again with Kevin Johnson playing Michael Jordan. He hasn't gone inside, he's making it from the outside.
Crowd looking for a travel on Mark West, no call, and the Suns lead 10-7. Mark West, the last couple of games, has been effective, even though he has been in foul trouble. Barkley called for the reach-in, tried to knock it away from Cartwright.
Jordan's first field goal attempt was a three-pointer. This one, in a little bit closer, shooting and playing with an extreme amount of confidence here early in the game.
Jordan guarded by Marley. They'd like to get Cartwright involved. And they do. Suns by one.
I think they should continue to go to that matchup. Bill Cartwright with Charles Barkley guarding him.
Suns have hit their last 5 shots. They missed their first 4. Barkley off a double team, yes, and it counts. Barkley will go to the line.
Well, Paul Westphal must have heard me because they're going into him every single time. You always, when a crucial game, you put the weight on your superstar's shoulder, and that's what the Phoenix Suns are doing right now.
Foul was committed by Scottie Pippen, and Charles Barkley, who has had a storm mention prior to the game, still bothered by the sore right elbow, but it did not get worse. And he has come out looking very sharp. He's hit 3 out of 4. Gunning for a 7th point. Suns 13 and the Bulls 9. Phoenix hoping to bring it back home for a Sunday night game 6. Now it's Johnson guarding Jordan. Pippen. Dumas challenging, came away with it. Barkley passed on the 3. And now looks to regroup. And now takes it by himself. Met by the double team, had to pitch it out. Here's Dumas. Well done by the Suns.
Patience, execution, the skills part of it, passing the basketball, everybody doing what they were supposed to do when the double team took place.
The Suns 15, the Bulls 9. Last touch by Phoenix. It'll be Chicago ball with 12 on the 24, but Phil Jackson wants to talk it over. Timeout taken with 7 minutes, 11 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Well, Michael with 5 points and 2 assists has accounted for all 9 Chicago points. We talked with Michael prior to the game and asked what his approach would be in coming out tonight in game number 5.
I have that inner drive to do whatever possible to get this game over with tonight. I may be a little bit overconfident or a little bit too hyped. Hopefully I'm not, but this is how I must approach the game because as much as we can limit the confidence that this team may have, it's better for us. And I think if we can get it done now, we may be facing a Tiger back in Phoenix. So I told the guys, I'm not going back to Phoenix with you guys. If you guys want to go back and play, you're going by yourself. I want to get it over with right now.
Well, that's great thinking because if Chicago loses this game, it's going to be tough. 24-second clock just ran off, but it'd be tough for them to beat the Bulls to beat the Phoenix Suns again in Phoenix. I think that the momentum will switch to the Phoenix Suns, and that's why the Phoenix Suns right now come out aggressively and ready to play this game.
Suns 15 and the Bulls 9. Barkley again. And the Suns have hit their last 8 shots, and they now lead at 17-9.
Ahmad Rashad mentioned in that last timeout, it was a wake-up call timeout. Phil Jackson telling the team, hey, we got to get going. Let's not let them hang around and think they're going to disappear all of a sudden. They're building a lot of confidence.
Cartwright, strip, Pippen on the recovery. And I would think that Phil Jackson is also thinking, as he did during the course of that triple overtime loss, that the Bulls sometimes rely too much on the crowd getting them to a higher level, and he said you can't do that, particularly when the Suns have come back on a number of occasions. Here's Barkley for 3. Marley trying to keep it alive. Marley does keep it alive. And the Suns get a new 24. Johnson with a beautiful crossover to set it up. Yes.
There's the in-between game that Kevin Johnson uses so well. He did not try to force it and take it to the rim. He saw the defenders back there, just pulled up around 12, 14 feet, hit the jumper.
Jordan for 3. West with the save. Crowd looking for a travel. Here's Dumas with the ball fake. And it costs.
Charles Barkley is furious right now at Richard Dumas.
Loose ball foul against the Bulls. Well, Phoenix very fortunate they will get it back off that foul call. But first a look at the Kevin Johnson move with a crossover to beat B.J. Armstrong.
And when Kevin is coming at you with a head of steam, that's when he's the most dangerous, because he can use all those type of moves on you. And the only thing you can do as a defender is backpedal.
Horace Grant called for that foul. So the Suns back to the offense. They lead by 8. Open shot for Dumas. The Suns now lead 21-11. They have connected on 10 of their last 11 shots.
When they went to the pick and roll with Phoenix Suns, what happened was West slipped the screen. He went early. Normally Chambers likes to do that. He can catch and shoot. West would rather take it and dunk it. He had no room last time.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Dumas lost it.
It's 2 times in a row now that Richard Dumas has tried to do things too soon. He's trying a little bit too hard. Once on the fast break, trying to throw backwards. That time trying to beat his man one-on-one.
Well, the whole problem is that Charles Barkley was open both of those times, and he should have got the ball to Charles Barkley.
Pippen with the fake. Beautiful baseline drive by Scottie Pippen. Phoenix 21 and Chicago 13. Here's pressure by Armstrong. We have not seen much pressure here on the early going. Phoenix has been allowed to get to their normal regular season tempo here in the first quarter. They double up on Barkley. Johnson. Oh, what a move by Kevin Johnson. He's hit 4 out of 4. He has 8 points. Suns lead by 10. And they've hit 11. Oh, the alley-oop for Michael Jordan.
Well, Michael threw a backdoor pass to Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen now comes back, throws the alley-oop pass to Michael Jordan.
Suns by 8. Again, the double on Barkley. Dumas from deep. Richard Dumas has been jump-starting the Suns almost every game of this series, but has not seen much playing time in the second half. He went 25 minutes in all the other night, hit 8 of 11. Jordan's pass broken up. Johnson for Barkley. Armstrong back, and Charles Barkley extends to a 27-15 lead.
The key to the game for the Phoenix Suns is that they're going through Charles Barkley every single time. Either he's going to shoot it, if he gets double teamed, he's going to create a shot for somebody else. And then KJ is penetrating, and that's been the key for the Phoenix Suns.
Good box out by Dumas. Suns have hit 13 of their last 14. Barkley saw the opening and then decided to get it back. Barkley for 3. Comes back to Barkley. Well, the Suns getting some good hops here in the first quarter with 2.5 remaining. West setting the pick. Here's Johnson. Air ball. Knocked out of bounds. Jake O'Donnell checking with Jess Kersey. He says last touch by the Bulls.
I want you to keep an eye on Michael Jordan up here with his left hand on Kevin Johnson as he pulls him in a different direction than he really wants to go. Left hand pulls, Jordan changes direction. The lob pass by Scottie Pippen. Jordan converts. Take him one way, pull him with that left hand if you can get away with it, and then all you have to do is be able to jump 3 feet above the rim and convert.
You know, I still like what Phoenix is doing right here. They're really mixing their offense up very well. They're running when they get an opportunity, and then going through Charles Barkley. He's already taken 7 shots already, and he's on that pace. Like I said, 30 to 40 shots. He needs to take 30 to 40 shots.
Barkley has hit 5 out of 7, 11 points. Nice pass. Dumas from Barkley. A reverse stuff by the rookie, Richard Dumas.
That was supposed to be a back pick lob pass for Richard Dumas. Phoenix likes to run those after timeouts. Instead of going behind the screen, he inside cut to the basket because they took the back cut away, got the score.
And the Suns have hit 14 of the last 17. They opened the game by missing their first 4, and they have been on fire. Mark West extends to a 31-15 lead with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Scott Williams has come on for the first time. Here is Armstrong. Suns have also controlled the boards. They have out-rebounded the Bulls 10-2. Dumas, yes, Richard Dumas has come out shooting. 5 for 5. He has 10 points. The Suns lead 33-17, and the Suns have taken this crowd right out of it here at the Star.
See, they have nothing to lose. They're playing with confidence. They say, hey, we know we've been in every single game, and all we have to do is play a little bit better. And that's what they're doing right here. They're playing a little bit better.
Shot clock is down to 4. Scottie Pippen with his 4th bucket. He has 8. Suns lead 33-19. Now they trap. First time we've seen it. Barkley backing Grant. Barkley rebounded by Pippen. And Pippen accelerates. Pippen all the way is fouled by Dumas.
Let's go back a moment ago after a timeout. Phoenix likes to run a back pick. Scottie Pippen right there is supposed to get back picked. Dumas is supposed to run a lob pass route. Instead, Pippen takes it away. Dumas comes to the inside. You see the inside cut and the layup. No back pick lob, so I'll inside cut and take the layup. After the play, the bench can't believe it. We actually ran another option off it, and it worked. Hey, these plays work once in a while.
Well, the players are saying, wow, telling Chicago, I know they can't believe it, the team. And it's going good right now for Phoenix Suns.
Mark West will get a rest. Frank Johnson checking in. And this first time we've seen it in this series with a combination of Frank Johnson and Kevin Johnson on the floor at the same time.
I like it because now they can't just pressure Kevin Johnson. Now they have another ball handling guard. See, they're beating the press right now.
Pippen trying to draw the foul, no call. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulls.
And you saw the attack mentality, just like Magic said. They've got more than one key ball handler. They have a lot of confidence now that once they beat the initial double team, then they have numbers. This is half acting, half little contact that time. Good no call.
Barkley for 3. Rebounded by Dumas. And the Suns regroup. Kevin Johnson checking the clock. We're down to 15 seconds in the quarter. Suns spreading out the floor, down to 10 seconds. Johnson one-on-one. Jackson over to help. Open shot for Frank Johnson. And Pippen from center court. Charles Barkley providing a spark. Charles coming out on fire. The Phoenix Suns 4-0 in this year's playoffs when they have faced elimination. And that is the scenario tonight, trailing 3 games to 1, and they have come out and taken a 33-21 lead as we head to the second quarter. One stretch they led by as many as 16. Paul Westphal staying with the backcourt of Kevin Johnson and Frank Johnson, along with Dan Barney, Charles Barkley, and Richard Dumas. Barkley rebounded by Williams.
Well, from the Bulls during that last time out, Ahmad mentioned Phil Jackson sensing the tightness in the team, trying to loosen them up a little bit. Not happy that they're being out-rebounded. Stacey King with a nice drop-step reverse move. Not happy how they're being... And a turnover in the backcourt by Kevin Johnson because of the pressure of Scott Williams.
And you can see right here that Paul Westphal is bringing in Oliver Miller because he knows that it's a mismatch with Dumas guarding Stacey King, so he's trying to get some defense in here and take Kevin Johnson out where they can match up right now.
Richard Dumas, 5 of 6, 10 points, he leaves. No, Dumas now stays. Kevin Johnson departs. So Dumas is now guarding Jordan. Pippen, 8 unanswered for Chicago.
Last game, as soon as Richard Dumas went on Michael Jordan, Jordan put the ball on the floor, started to go right by him to the basket. We'll see if Michael attacks it the same way.
Oh, good play by Paxson. He tied him up.
For Chicago, as Michael sees the double team coming, Scottie Pippen finds the opening in the seam. Jordan delivers.
And Charles Barkley in the face of Jake O'Donnell, the wrong man to start up with, and that was ushered aside by Dan Marley, and Jake being very compassionate here at the start.
But Miles, you said it right. He should have gave Charles a tee, but Jake is a veteran official, probably officiated more finals than anybody, and let him go with that.
Miller rejected by Jordan. And here comes Williams, 3-on-1 for Chicago. Phoenix got back. Stacey King, who just checked in. Paxson, eluding Barkley, hits the three. John Paxson with the tie-up, a three-pointer, 11 straight points by Chicago, and they move within 5.
It starts with defense for the Chicago Bulls. You may talk about Michael's scoring, but his ability to defend sometimes goes unnoticed. They brought this guy off the bench to get the crowd involved, and he does it his way with the jumper. Let's go back a few moments ago when Charles Barkley went to make his move. A jump ball was called by Jake O'Donnell. Charles Barkley reacted, took the ball, walked away, then throws it up against the scorer's table. Jake O'Donnell could have called a technical foul. We just found out instead of delayed game was called at that time. It shows you why Jake is considered to be the best, because veteran officials using good judgment, understanding the emotion and circumstances involved, think about it, then take the lesser of the two, put a delay of game on the team, don't put a technical foul up there.
11 straight points by the Bulls over the last 3 minutes. Danny Ainge has come on for the first time. The Suns by 5. Here's King. And Marley able to race it down. Michael Jordan has not taken a shot in 5.5 minutes. He has 7 points and 5 assists. Miller, nice look. Barkley extending to a 35-28 lead.
But they still doing an excellent job. The Phoenix Suns are moving the basketball around when they get the double team and scoring out of that double team of the Chicago Bulls.
Scottie Pippen shooting. And Oliver Miller gets to the rebound. Now backcourt of Kevin Johnson and Danny Ainge. Miller, Marley, and Barkley up front. Marley off the fake. Shot clock at 7. Marley blocked by Williams. Miller. Barkley with the rebound. And a foul called against Chicago.
Reason why KJ plays MJ is to keep him out of the lane. The quickness of foot, better for Kevin Johnson than either Ainge or Marley on Michael Jordan. Michael forced to kick it back out that time. He couldn't find his way down the lane.
Jordan was called for that foul. Stacey King now sits down. Horace Grant is back. Grant up front with Williams and Pippen. Barkley for Miller. Block. Miller again. Miller with the tip. Oliver Miller hanging in. Extends to a 37-28. Phoenix advantage. Pippen with the spin, and he was met by Miller. Foul called. For Miller, his first.
The second and third effort is here tonight for the Phoenix Suns. Miller keeping it alive on the glass after he misses the first shot attempt. And then the cry in the locker room for Phoenix before the game was, let's defend somebody. You see people trying to help each other out. Even though Miller fouled, Barkley turned around, patted him on the back because he knew his teammate was there for him.
And Chambers, who just checked in, trying to get down court. Paxson cut him off. shot in 7.5 minutes. Kevin Johnson, bad shot. Rebound, Mark West, and he's fouled.
The Phoenix Suns are more aggressive than the Chicago Bulls. They are a step quicker than the Chicago Bulls on both ends of the court.
Well, the crowd reacts because Will Perdue is over at the scorer's table. He has been a forgotten man through the playoffs. This his first appearance in this series.
And I'll tell you the reason for that. Right now, Phoenix is beating Chicago 19-7 on the glass, 8-0 in offensive rebounds. As a result, they've got 9 more shot attempts at the basket. This is Perdue's chance to come in the game and show he can help out.
Not only that, Mike, but also give the team some energy. Right now, they have no energy. They're flat. They need somebody to pick them up, and I think he's going to try to go with Will Perdue to do that.
And Scott Williams departs. B.J. Armstrong, John Paxson, Michael Jordan on the floor. 3-guard alignment for Phil Jackson along with Will Perdue and Horace Grant. Mark West is not a good free throw shooter, but he hit his first to extend to a 10-point lead. 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, Magic Johnson, Ahmad Rashad, and Hannah Storm from Chicago. Bob Costas will be on hand with the Prudential halftime report. 6 on the 24. And Grant gets it back out. Here's Paxson straight away for 3. Well, this a familiar role for John Paxson. He's hit 2 from downtown. In June of '91, he scored 10 of the Bulls, 12 points down the stretch, 20 points overall. That's a travel. As Paxson helped the Bulls knock off your Los Angeles Lakers. That was in '91. And then last year, he nailed 2 20-footers and then set up Michael Jordan in some key situations in the pivotal Game 5 of the championship series against Portland. And he has played a major role here in the first half. Paxson again. Has hit 3 of 3 from three-point land. 7:14 to go, first half. The Suns, once led by 16, they now lead by 4. John Paxson has been the spark in a 17-5 run by the Bulls the last 6.5 minutes. John Paxson against your Lakers, Magic. 65% shooting off the bench, average better than 13 a game, and a year ago against Portland he also was instrumental.
But he was the real key in beating us because he's doing the same thing tonight that he did to us. When we played the Bulls, we got out to an early lead, then here he come with a couple threes and got them going, and the same thing he's doing here tonight.
Armstrong plays the back tap. Jordan met by Johnson. Just under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Phoenix with a 4-point lead. They've led by as many as 16. Well, Armstrong had the step, but Dumas knocked it away. 9 on the 24.
I think that the Phoenix Suns must, on offense, come right back to Charles Barkley. We haven't seen that in the last couple of minutes, and that's what got them this early lead.
Jordan, difficult shot. Michael Jordan with the turnaround. He has 9, and the Bulls are within 2.
And to back up what you're saying, Magic, the Bulls bench has outscored the Suns bench 11-2 to this point because the starters, Barkley, were getting all the points for him.
Blocking foul committed by Paxson.
Down low, Michael Jordan knows if he catches it quick enough and turns before the double team can get to him, he'll be able to shoot it over the top of KJ. Then on the crossover, Kevin Johnson beats Paxson. The rotation over a little bit late, body contact, KJ goes to the foul line.
Suns have missed 6 of their last 7 shots. Suns now lead by 3 points. They led after 133-21. Charles Charles Barkley, Richard Dumas getting off to the good starts. But the Bulls turning it. John Paxson hitting 3 3-pointers. Michael Jordan showing some signs after not looking to shoot for a long stretch. Jordan on the follow. Suns 40. The Bulls 38. Johnson off the dribble. Dumas played by Purdue. Richard Dumas getting it over Will Purdue, and Dumas has 12 points. Phoenix leads by 4. Armstrong for 3.
See, BJ got that three-pointer because 2 men jumped out at Michael Jordan, and he was able to spot BJ free and clear in the corner and get him the ball.
Suns by 1, 5.5 remaining in the first half. Danny Ainge tried the three-pointer. Grant with the rebound. So the Bulls have settled down after the shaky start, trailing by as many as 16. Paxson head up tight by Johnson. Joey Crawford, the outside official, looking for help from Jess Kersey. And they're saying Chicago maintains possession.
Well, let me tell you what happened. First, KJ hit his arm, and the ball really went off of John, but they said, well, since we didn't call the foul, we're going to get the ball back to the Chicago Bulls.
Jordan, yes.
You know, that was an experiment to see if he could use that same dribble move against Kevin Johnson that he uses against Dan Marley.
Bulls have taken a 1-point lead. West had it knocked away and a foul called. Grant looking for the steal.
The right to left crossover move by Jordan is the one that he likes. Here, he becomes an offensive rebounder to help that way. Here, he tries right to left. I use that against Marley, it works. I use it against KJ, it works. A little bit of experimentation early in the game for Michael.
Grant and Purdue converging on that steal attempt. Purdue was called for the foul. Johnson. Grant rebound. Bulls with the lead for the first time tonight. Armstrong passed on the 3. Hits the 2. Chicago 45. Phoenix 42. 4:20 left. First half.
When do you establish an inside game? Get some free throws. Break this run.
Barkley will go to the foul line. He was tripped up. Foul committed by Armstrong.
Well, what happens here is he's going to pump fake Richard Dumas, who he caught running at him, and then just go on and knock it down as he got away from Richard Dumas. And the bench reaction, yeah, we love it. There's Williams trying to get the crowd to stand up and cheer and holler.
Chicago in the midst of a 28-9 run. The last 9 minutes, 45 seconds.
And whenever you get a team who goes on a run like that, there's only certain ways that you can stop it. One, obviously, is dig in and play defense. But the other is, if you're not making any shots from the floor, as John Paxson goes off and the crowd shows its appreciation for what he's just done for him. But the other way to stop the run is go to the foul line, get some free throws, stop the game momentum.
Bulls by 1. Charles Barkley trying to spark his ball club up. We're down to 4 minutes to go in this first half. Armstrong, Barkley with the rebound. And Barkley nearly had it picked off on that dribble.
Charles calling for the ball, telling Kevin, dribble right back here and give it to me again in the same spot as last time.
Johnson penetrates. Kevin Johnson saw the opening, took advantage. Suns lead by 1.
Now, the last 2 possessions, they ran the ball through Charles Barkley. They get 4 points. That's what I'm saying. Keep doing that. If you're a Phoenix Sun, you got to love it, especially Paul Westphal.
That's Armstrong trying the 3, and Barkley rips it down. Marley. Good luck from Barkley. Spotting Marley, who was able to sneak down. resets. Scottie Pippen. So the Bulls now have hit a drought after the hot shooting. Barkley for three. Oh, he was surprised that he had that kind of room.
Well, he kind of faked like he was going to pass it inside, and both men went that way to the ball fake, and he just raised for the three.
Barkley hit three from downtown in game 4. He had the 6 in the triple overtime. And Barkley leads the Suns back. A little too much dribble by Charles. Dumas. Yes. Suns 51 and the Bulls 45.
See, when he's got his feet set, that being Richard Dumas, he can hit those shots. He has trouble when he has to move left to right to get his shot off, but when he's at a standstill, he can knock it down.
22nd timeout taken by Chicago.
Kevin Johnson sees the opening down the lane. Can't believe it's going to be that easy getting to the front of the rim. And then, as Magic said, when you back off this guy, you're asking for a headache. A three for Dan Marley.
2:08 remaining in this first half. Suns with a 9-0 run after the Bulls took a 45-42 lead.
After the last game, when Chicago went up 3-1, Cotton Fitzsimmons ran across the floor to me on the way out and said, you know what? Everybody thinks this thing is over. He said, I'll tell you what, next game, the Suns will be very, very competitive. He said, you have a bunch of fighters and battlers on that team. They'll come back next game.
Cotton Fitzsimmons, Senior Executive Vice President of the Suns, color commentator on the radio broadcast. Michael Jordan, 7 of 11. He has 15 points. Suns with a 51-47 lead with just under 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Now Barkley guarded by King. Drew the foul. So Charles will go to the line.
Well, Michael Jordan, he said, well, if I can't get to the basket tonight, I'll just pull up and take my jump shot. You see that he had his head down, that froze Dan Marley, and he just jumped right up for his jump shot once he saw Dan Marley backing up.
Foul committed by Scott Williams. Suns 6 of 7 from the line. The Bulls 2 of 2. Free throw shooting killing Chicago in game number 4, though they were able to win it. Oh, Charles. Charles being a little tough on himself.
Yeah, Charles is Charles, but you know he's playing a great game. I think he's been an emotional leader as well as a leader on the court. He's making the plays. He wants the ball, and he's leading his team right now. He's the reason why they're leading this basketball game right now.
And the Suns have a 5-point lead. Minute 35 remaining first half. Chicago has done the job off the bench. Phil Jackson not pleased with the starters. Jordan had the shot deflected from behind.
Oliver Miller came right from behind him as he turned and beat KJ for the jump shot. Oliver Miller blocked it from the blind side.
Jordan. Oh, shit. And it's knocked away by Ames.
You mentioned that Phil Jackson not happy with his starters. In fact, in the last timeout, that was the message, that the starting unit is out of sync. You've got to get back into running the stuff. Patience, execution, the 2 key words.
He does have Stacey King and Scott Williams joining Jordan, Pippen, and Armstrong. Michael Jordan has 17. Suns 52. The Bulls 49 as we come up on 1 minute left in the first half. Barkley with a spin. Charles Barkley with a gorgeous move. And the Suns now lead by 5. He left Scott Williams behind him off the fake. That's a leg block, so the Bulls get a new 24.
Well, what happens is right here, Charles is going to fake like he's going to the middle. He's going to spin baseline. See you later. Don't bother to jump. I'm going to dunk right in your face.
18 for Barkley. Armstrong trying to give it back. Deflected out by the Suns.
two things I see in this game that is different from maybe game number 4 is that the Phoenix Suns are more aggressive on their defensive end, and they're not letting Chicago get to the basket. Then on Chicago's defensive end, they're a step slow. They're not pressuring anybody like they had been in the first 4 games.
We mentioned back in the open, 36 shots per game for Michael Jordan, his average after the first 4 games. To this point, he has 14 in this game. That's 14 shots, not points.
Yes, 8 for 14 from the field. You saw John Paxson check back in. He's had the hot hand. 22nd timeout has been called. This is game 5 of the best of 7 NBA Final Series. Bulls up 3 games to 1. Recapping game 1 in Phoenix. Michael Jordan with 31. The Bulls won it 100-92. Jordan with 42 points in game 2. And Chicago made a 2 out of 2 in Phoenix. The scene shifts to Chicago Stadium in game 3 in triple overtime as Dan Marley was able to convert on a NBA Finals record-tying 6 3-pointers. The Suns won it 129-121. Game 4 on Wednesday. Jordan with the 55 points and the Bulls with the 111-105 victory. Michael Jordan, the 5th player in NBA history to score 50 or more in an NBA Finals game. And he did it for the most part off the drive. He has varied it here this evening.
Probably give it to Charles, middle of the floor, similar to what they did at the end of the game against San Antonio. He would like to get a running start and face up if he could with about 8 on the shot clock, then get going at around 6.
You see him talking to Scottie Pippen as he's dribbling.
Time running out of the half. Now to 1, Barkley. Well, they used the clock effectively, but could not convert. The Suns led by as many as 16 in the first quarter. Chicago able to turn it around, and at the half, it's Phoenix 54 and Chicago 49. Welcome back to Chicago. Just moments ago, Ahmad talked with Bulls coach Phil Jackson.
All right, thanks, Marv. Phil, a bit of a shaky start.
Well, they came out and hit everything they took. I mean, they went at one time, I think it was 15 for 18 on their trips up and down the floor, plus they got rebounds. They played very well to start with. We had to really get emotional about the game, come back.
Besides the deficit on the rebounds, what about more contribution from your starters?
Well, that'll help. You know, Horace hasn't got into the ball game yet. Bill hasn't got himself really going either, so we'd like to get them going this start of this third quarter. But, you know, we need boards, and we thrive off defense.
All right, good luck to you in the second half, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, back to you, Marv.
And third quarter is underway with Richard Dumas taking it to the hoop, drawing the foul, and he will go to the line. Dumas with 16 points.
Played the 2-man game with different people. This time Dumas sets the screen, rolls, converts, and gets fouled. The opportunity now for the 3-point play.
Bill Cartwright called for the foul. 8 of 9 from the field for Dumas. It is a 3-point play. The Suns 57, the Bulls 49. Marv Albert, all of the czar of the tunnel spreader, Mike Fratello, Magic Johnson, Ahmad Rashad, Hannah Storm working the sidelines. Suns in one stretch led by as many as 16. The Bulls able to turn it around and come back. Pippen. Oh, beautiful move by Scottie Pippen, who has 14. Phoenix leads by 6. Kevin Johnson played on a switch. It's Barkley, West, Dumas up front. Johnson and Marley at the guard. Johnson being played by Grant, shot over him, rebounded by Cartwright.
See, the problem with that was you had Michael Jordan on Charles Barkley in the low post. Throw that ball down in there. Charles has been having an excellent game already. There's a foul right there.
Scottie Pippen a moment ago on the baseline makes the quick move, one dribble on the floor, able to get to the rim. But going back to what Magic had said, there were 2 decisions to be made. Should KJ try and take Grant off the dribble, or should he get the ball down low to Barkley versus Michael? That time it should have gone to Barkley.
Pippen's pass picked off by Dumas. Now Dumas played on a switch by Armstrong, and Barkley setting it up. Dumas looking to post up. Ran over to help. Barkley has a 3-pointer lined up. And it will be Chicago in possession.
in the first half from the perimeter. Charles Barkley 3 for 6 from the outside, which is very good for him compared to other games from the outside. Inside, Barkley was 4 for 6 in the first half.
And Barkley 0 for 3 from three-point land. Kevin Johnson guarding Michael Jordan. Shot clock at 5. Jordan cuts it to a 4-point Phoenix lead. 19 points for Jordan. 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Chicago Bulls seeking to wrap the series in 5. The Phoenix Suns want to take it back to Phoenix for a game 6 on Sunday night. Mark West. Rebounded by West.
One thing Chicago has to guard against is thinking in their minds that, you know what, we can just hang around close enough, and then we'll put on a surge down the stretch. You have to watch out with the way Phoenix can score points. If they get hot in the last couple of minutes, you may not be able to catch them.
Oh, Dumas able to hit on the scoop, and he drew the foul.
Well, what's happening here is that, first of all, Michael Jordan is just going to take KJ as close as he can to the basket and then jump right over him. He's been doing that all evening. And then on the other end, Richard Dumas has been living off the double teaming of Charles Barkley. He just finds an open area time and time again. Charles gets in the ball and he takes it to the basket.
The foul was called on Jordan. Michael Jordan is second. Suns 59 and the Bulls 53.
Phoenix 11 free throw attempts, Chicago 2.
Bulls were cold at the end of the first half, hitting only 2 of their last 9. Pippen trying to set up Cartwright, went off his chest.
Between Bill Cartwright and Horace Grant, Chicago has received 2 points on the scoreboard to this point in the game.
And Horace Grant comes off a superb all-around performance on Wednesday, but as you mentioned, he has been very quiet. It's Dumas again, serving up a facial. The Suns lead by 8.
I love what the Phoenix Suns are doing in their half-court offense. They're really executing their offensive play in the half-court very well.
Michael Jordan line drives it home. Phoenix 61 and Chicago 55. West setting the pick. And Marley has been very quiet. Richard Dumas with all 7 Phoenix points this third quarter. Barkley, yes. Charles Barkley has 20. The Suns 63. The Bulls 55. Cartwright over to set the screen. Now Cartwright with the open shot. Kevin Johnson, played by Michael Jordan. They isolate for Barkley. No help, and Barkley puts it down. Charles went one-on-one with Horace Grant, and Phil Jackson is very unhappy.
You get to a certain point where you've got to make a decision now. Do you get the ball out of Charles Barkley's hands earlier than you've been coming? But the guy who has been playing so well for them, the rookie Richard Dumas, again, the pick-and-roll game with Kevin Johnson and the conversion. When do you come and get it out of Charles's hands? Because he's just too much one-on-one down low.
And Paul Westphal said, yeah, that's the way to do it.
And the Suns lead by 10, and that man, Richard Dumas, rookie from Oklahoma State, in games 2, 3, and 4, provided a jump start. That's the term that Paul Westphal likes to use concerning the play of Dumas, who would get the minutes early, but would not play much in the second half. Well, tonight, he has done it in the first half, and here in the early moments of the third quarter, Dumas with 21 points and has had the hot hand. He's 10 of 11 from the field.
But Marv, what the fans should understand with Richard Dumas, his man is always leaving to go double team. So tonight he's finding an open area where they can get in the ball and he can score off of that double team.
Well, Purdue back on the floor, not able to hit on that tip, and it's Dumas again. Well, following a strong regular season, Dumas struggled in the first round of the playoffs against the Los Angeles Lakers, had his problems against Seattle, and then turned it around. In fact, sat out completely in game number 7 with Tom Chambers was playing most of the way against Seattle. And Dumas has come on in the first halves of this series. Will Purdue off the mark? Suns by 12 and back to the offense. Phoenix has hit its last 5 shots. Barkley off the fake and the double pump, and he's called for the up and down. It's a travel violation.
Richard Dumas in transition is picked up by Michael Jordan. He just catches, elevates up over the top of Michael Jordan, playing with a tremendous amount of confidence right now.
Well, because he's been scoring early. See, he's got the confidence because he's been playing good, and he played good in the first half.
Jordan is off. Dumas with the rebound. John Lucas, now the coach of the San Antonio Spurs, and a man who was so instrumental, as Armstrong is called for the foul, so instrumental in the recovery from a drug problem suffered by Richard Dumas. John Lucas coaching the Miami Tropics of the USBL. Dumas, a member of that squad. John may have gotten a little carried away with the comparison, but he said somewhere down the road, we're looking at another Julius Erving. That was the comparison he made, which may be a little bit too much, but John has been a great supporter of this guy. Rookie from Oklahoma State, Richard Dumas, played 2 years at Oklahoma State, then he played 1 season in Israel. Here's Pippen on the run against West, and he's fouled.
See, that's what they didn't do last game. Now they're hard fouling. Now they say no layups. And this is what happens. And that's why the Phoenix Suns are playing as good as they're playing. Because, see, here they say, okay, Scotty, you go into the hole, we're going to foul you, send you to the free throw line.
I want to go back to that statement that John Lucas made about Richard Dumas. There was a little more to that sentence comparing him to Dr. J. He said we may be seeing a Dr. J with a better jump shot, however.
Well, John is a good friend of mine, and I like John. But I don't see no Dr. J in Richard Dumas. Now, I see some similarities when he take it to the basket and dunk on people. But Dr. J is a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever play. Richard Dumas got a long way, but I do like Richard Dumas' game, and he's come on strong here tonight.
And the Suns able to elude the trap. Marley for 3, yes! And Marley hitting his second from downtown, and the Suns open up a 13-point lead.
They're playing loose. You can see it. They come down, pitch ahead, stop behind the three-point line, let it go, and that's the weapon they've used all year to win.
Pippen is fouled, sandwiched between Marley and Miller.
Pitch ahead, stop behind the three-point line, and get it up there before Chicago can rotate back out. Dan Marley extends the defense, puts tremendous pressure on you, and once again, this cross-matching defensively. What I mean is the unusual matchups that Phoenix is playing. KJ on MJ, Charles guarding Cartwright, Dumas playing BJ. It's hurting Chicago just as it did in Game 3. Last time out, Ahmad overheard the staff talking about it to the players. You've got to cover for each other when they're cross-matching you. It's been a problem in runouts.
Ahmad overheard the staff, sneaking his way in.
Scooped Rashad.
Yes. 12-point Phoenix Suns lead. And a foul called down low. It's a hold on Grant. That is his second.
Well, here it is right here. It's inside Charles. What happened, Horace grabbed his arm, and then Charles couldn't get free.
Dumas from Miller did not have the shot. Works it back out. Pippen with the steal. 3-on-2. Suns able to recover. Jordan. Stop from behind. Dumas got a piece of it. And Dumas will finish it off. Michael Jordan upset. He felt he was fouled. Phil Jackson calls for time.
You think back to the last game, remember Michael Jordan getting to the front of the rim for the dunks? This time when he starts down the lane, look for Oliver Miller to step up, make himself big. It stops Michael Jordan before he can get there. Do I have it? No. Here's the big man, Miller. Body contact, the turnover. Again, the defense, 3 people surrounding the basketball. In the Phoenix locker room just before the game, the one thing they talked about was, let's guard people out there tonight.
An 18-9 run by the Suns, and they lead by 14. Well, Charles Barkley says following that feisty Game 4 that things are now different in terms of physical play, in particular against Michael Jordan driving the lane. And that is a subject that we discussed with Charles.
I think they're playing against the old Phoenix Suns who let people bully them around and intimidate them. We're not like that anymore. And if anybody says anything to my teammates, they're going to have to go through me.
Is it tough getting riled up at Michael?
Not at all. Not if he's trying to intimidate. Michael's a master at intimidation verbally. And he probably can intimidate some people. He can't intimidate Danny Ainge. And hopefully, if he go after Danny, we'll have to go after him.
Yes, Danny Ainge and Michael Jordan got into it in game number 4. Jordan just drilled that corner jump, so the Suns now lead 72-60 with 4:20 remaining in the third quarter. Jordan has 23 points. Now Scott Williams guarding Charles Barkley. Charles continues to struggle from the outside.
See what happened the first 3 games, Chicago was doing all the hitting. Now in these last 2 games, especially tonight, Phoenix is doing a lot of the hitting. 3-pointer.
Paxson hits the 3. He is 4 for 4 from downtown. Suns lead 72-63. Kevin Johnson, rebounded by Scottie Pippen. Jordan for 3. Yes. So Phoenix calls for time.
And for Phoenix, the problem is you live by the sword, you die by the sword. They were making jump shots early. Since that last time out, Phoenix has had Barkley miss a jumper, KJ miss a jumper. Chicago's right back.
Well, you know why? Because they're doing it, they're trying to do it individually. Before, they were making jump shots because they went inside to Charles Barkley and let him set the offense for everybody else.
Remember Game 6 last year, Chicago and Portland. The Bulls were down 15 after 3, and they came back to win the game with a 33-14 run in the fourth quarter. Phoenix has gone cold. Chicago now showing signs of coming on. Jordan just off the mark with that pass.
Just let it go a little bit too soon, Michael, so it was a little high and fading away, kind of like a screwball. He needed a curve that situation.
Kevin Johnson. 14 for Johnson. Phoenix 74, Chicago 66. 2.5 remaining in the third quarter. Paxson 4 of 4 from three-point land. Nice pass. Stacey King will go to the line off the good setup by Scottie Pippen.
Trying to get the crowd involved in the game. Phil Jackson asked the guards, help us rebound on the glass. Michael Jordan way up in the air from the outside position to get this crowd involved. He sees Scottie underneath, but the ball just a little bit too high. He knows it. An opportunity for 2 that just slipped away.
Stacey King on the line for the first time. A 70% free throw shooter. Danny Ainge is back. Richard Dumas will sit down. Dumas with 25 points on 12 of 14. And Scott Williams departs.
Phil Jackson brings back the three-point brigade, brings in Paxson, has BJ out there, and Michael Jordan.
Phoenix leading 74-68. The Phoenix Phoenix Suns try to take this series back to a Game 6 Sunday night in Phoenix. Chicago looking to wrap it to make it 3 straight wins. Paxson with another big play. Jordan, he'll go to the line.
On the foul line, a little bit unusual type of box out. Barkley knows MJ's quicker. He might try to fake him out. So he face guards him on the block out so that Michael can't get to the rim in case of a miss.
And this is the first time that Michael has gone to the basket and got fouled. And this will be his first free throw attempt.
Oliver Miller called for that foul, his third. Suns over the limit. Michael Jordan has been off at the free throw line, only 13 for 18 on Wednesday night. And you can see the progression in the series. The Bulls down to the line 10 times tonight. Suns by 5, just under 2 minutes remaining in the third. Barkley played by Pippen. Barkley dumped it off. Nice play. Oliver Miller completing it.
Every time that the Chicago Bulls come back to make a run, then the Phoenix Suns come right back with a run of their own.
Suns have a 7-point lead. Armstrong for 3. Miller got the good inside position. Marley for 3. Ames with the rebound. Crowd groans every time they see Marley has an open 3-point shot. Looking for a travel. Johnson had it knocked away by Pippen. 3-on-1, 4-on-1. It's Jordan. The Suns 76. The Bulls 71. 45 seconds to go. Third quarter. And a foul on Pippen. Pippen with the shove to get to that pass.
Scottie Pippen knew that he couldn't muscle Charles Barkley out of the low post area. His only chance was to try and gamble and get around, but you can't use your hands to throw the offensive man out of the way. The strip by Paxson, they've got 3-on-1 numbers until number 23 decides to jump in there. Now it's 4-on-1. Michael with the finish.
Now both teams are over a foul limit. You mentioned Michael with the finish. And he's finishing strong. He has 12 points in this third quarter for a total of 29 in all. Barkley 4 of 5 from the line. 23 for Barkley. Frank Johnson returns to give Kevin Johnson a breather.
Charles continue right here to tell Scottie Pippen, you can't guard me. Every time we come down, I'm going to take you one-on-one. And they're drawing back and forth at each other.
Now, if you're sitting there saying, well, then why do they have Scottie Pippen guarding him? It's because of the cross-matching at the other end. When Phoenix runs out, many times you have to play who's playing you. You wind up with bad matchups.
Half-minute left, third quarter. Pippen. Oh, tip home. Terrific follow by Pippen.
Now, Scottie is telling Charles, you can't guard me. I just took you. So we'll see what happens here.
Suns by 5. They trap Johnson. Third quarter winding down. And a foul called by Jess Kersey against the Bulls. It's on Stacey King.
Little conversation taking place inside. Charles, Scottie, on that last time down, when Scottie shot it and missed, he just out-quicked Charles to the basketball. He used that extra effort, the second effort, to go get it. Charles, on the other end, tries to overpower Scottie.
Oliver Miller, 70% free throw shooter. And now Charles Barkley will get a rest. Barkley played 23 of 24 minutes in the first half. Here's the conversation continuing between Pippen and Barkley. Miller converts on both. The Suns now lead 80-73. Final seconds. Third quarter. Jordan directing traffic. Jordan with the pull-up for three. Rebound Miller. And time runs out. Well, the Chicago Bulls trying to accomplish something that has not been done in 27 years.
If you want to know how all the trash talking got started, it was on this play. And after this play, Charles Barkley started telling Scottie Pippen, you can't guard me, I'm not going anywhere. And then after Charles had scored that play, then Scottie came right back and scored on Charles and said, I'm not going anywhere either. Now, finally, Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns have realized that, hey, we can be friends off the court some other time, but we can't be friends on the court and try to win a championship. Now they're bumping, hitting the Bulls like they never did in the first 3 games, and in the first 4 games, and now they're starting to do that tonight.
Charles Barkley sitting down. Michael Jordan sitting down for the very first time. And playing the first 36 minutes. Trent Tucker has checked in. Barkley 9 of 16, 24 points. Scottie Pippen 7 of 16 for 19 points.
So with Michael finally sitting down, Phil Jackson has asked Scottie Pippen and B.J. Armstrong to take over and running and directing his team.
Foul call. Miller came from behind Grant. Horace Grant is 0 for 4 from the field. He was a huge factor in game number 4. Horace Grant with 16 points, or the 17 points, 16 rebounds, plus 3 blocked shots. But a different story thus far tonight.
A reason for that, Marv, he's got to be tired physically. Guarding Charles Barkley, as many nights as he's been playing him, Charles Barkley puts his body on you consistently. He just bangs you around, and it's got to take his toll. One day in between rest of games is taking his toll on Horace Grant.
Grant sent to the line off a foul called on West. For West, it's 3, and Horace misses on both. But the Bulls maintain possession on that back tap. Now Miller guarding Pippen. And Pippen decides to move it back out.
Rather than go solo, trying to get him back into running something.
The Suns 80, the Bulls 73 as this fourth quarter gets underway. Frank Johnson now operating at point guard.
I wonder if Phoenix will continue to freewheel and play the way they've been playing, or if they're going to start to tighten up a little bit down the stretch here.
Johnson for Miller. Miller on the tip. Nice recovery by the rookie from Arkansas. Has played well. He has 8 points. The Suns 82 and the Bulls 73. A minute gone by in the fourth. Grant guarded by West. Shot clock at 7. Tucker. Trent Tucker rarely effective off the dribble in a clutch shot with the shot clock down to 4.
A guy who had been getting in early rotations in previous games. Tucker did not play in the first half.
Suns lead by 7. Marley was pushed. Foul called on Pippen. That's 4 on Pippen.
Well, missing the first one, not a problem. Again, that's twice Miller done that in the game. Follow up his own shot. Jordan hoping his teammates will get a body on and box out. Not happy with it.
Ainge leading Miller. And that's a traveling violation.
When that's Tom Chambers in that situation, that's a jumper going up there.
You know what? If I'm Paul Westphal, I would bring Chambers in where he can get that shot off, because they're double teaming the pick and roll, and I don't think Oliver Miller or Mark West can score from it.
Chambers has played only 1 minute. He was 1 through 9 on Wednesday night in game 4, and has has seen only 1 minute of action here tonight.
There's another side to that, though, Mark. The other side of it is, and not to take anything away from Chambers, and the steal by Phoenix, Marley out in front. But with Miller and West the entire game, all we've been saying is how good their inside defense is. You need those guys on. When Chambers is on the floor, they don't respect any shot blocking ability or wide bodies out there.
You sound like a coach. I sound like a player.
Marley, nice move.
I thought this was an important time of the game because both benches are in. Whoever takes advantage of the both superstars being out might have a better chance to win this game, especially down the stretch.
Both coaches now thinking about the decision. When do you bring back Barkley and Jordan? Scott Williams with his first field goal. The Suns 84 and the Bulls 77. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth. Danny Ainge quiet once again. That's the case in game 4. Williams. Frank Johnson spotting the shot. Ainge. Danny Ainge. Oliver Miller did the job keeping it alive and guiding it to Ainge. Suns 86 and the Bulls 77.
You know, Danny Ainge was 10 for 18 in the first 2 games, but since that time, he's only 3 for 12 until, actually 3 for 13 until he hit that last jumper.
Miller called for the foul, his 4th. Timeout has been called. Charles Barkley enjoying what he is seeing. His club up by 9.
I don't know if the Bulls can come back if Phoenix, well, I know they won't, not tonight, if Phoenix get up by 15 points. This team is playing too well right now.
And Michael Jordan is back, as is Charles Barkley. Suns 86, Bulls 78. 8:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Marley for 3. Rebounded by West.
As Michael Jordan guards KJ, they're trying to keep him on the sideline, no middle. So as a result, Phoenix uses the screen to get KJ back to the middle.
Kevin Johnson dishing it off for Charles Barkley, but once again, he's not able to hit the outside shot.
Well, Mark, for Phoenix side, see, I like Charles inside. He can get the shot off, score himself, or set his teammates up for a wide open shot. When he's outside, they're going to give him the outside jumper. They want him to take that shot.
Grant is fouled. The shot clock had run down to 4. Horace Grant upset with himself as he heads to the line. Marley called for his first. Horace 0 for 2 from the line, 0 for 4 from the field. He is not a good foul shooter, 61% during the regular season. The Suns by 7 as Horace hears the cheers. The Bulls 10 for 15 from the line. Grant is only 1 for 4 from the foul line. They trap Johnson. Barkley being played now by Williams. Barkley, West, Marley up front. Johnson and Ainge at the guards. 5 of the 24. Kevin Johnson. Yes. Kevin Johnson has had a solid game. He has 16 points.
See, this is Phoenix's best scoring team because when Charles Barkley gets double teamed, all 3 guys on the perimeter can knock the open jumper down.
Suns 88, Bulls 79. Jordan with the turnaround. And the Suns now lead by 7. Jordan has 31. Pressure from Scott Williams, handled easily by Kevin Johnson. Barkley forced out by Grant. Johnson eluding Williams. Beautiful play by Kevin Johnson, stepping around the big man, Scott Williams.
But the last 2 possessions, running through Charles Barkley. They got to keep doing that. If I'm Phoenix Suns, I want to keep doing that. Block shot by Mark West that time.
And here's Barkley with Paxson falling down, and Barkley was fouled by Jordan.
What everyone is upset about is that the whistle came late. The contact may have been so incidental that the official felt if the basket goes in, we just let it go. As Jordan runs him down, who initiates the contact? Is it Marley's right arm coming back, or is it Michael bumping into him? The shot misses, the whistle comes late, Marley will shoot his foul shots.
The Bulls very upset, and they take a timeout. The Suns with a 9-point lead on the Bulls as we wind down to the fourth quarter. Phoenix with the very best record in the NBA, 62 up and 20 down, but they've had their ups and downs in the playoffs, although they've gotten to the final round, but they're down here 3 games to 1. It's been a rocky road. We talked about that with Charles Barkley, who said it certainly has been a learning phase for the Suns come playoff time.
I think there's no question that no matter what happens this series, I think that we have learned, and I have learned, you know, because I thought that because we have just ran through the NBA this year, I thought that we could outscore everybody and beat them. But I have learned in the finals now that you have to play defense if you're going to win at all.
Defense wins you championships. Aggressive play wins you championships. And tonight, they've been aggressive and they've been physical when the Bulls have been taking the ball to the basket. Something I thought they didn't do the first 3 or 4 games, and they're doing it tonight.
One other thing I see the Phoenix team maturing as a half-court offensive team, understanding that it's the second, third, and fourth passes against great defense like Chicago that get you good shots.
Ainge and Grant went for it. Grant able to control, and Pippen finishes it off. He thought he was fouled. Suns 92. The Bulls 83, 5:45 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Okay, nobody should touch it but Charles Barkley. Then go to your offense from there.
Johnson trying to get it to West. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan went to the hesitation move. Barkley rebound. Barkley on the run. Barkley for Ainge. And the Suns lead 94-83 as we come up on 5 minutes remaining in the game. This crowd disappointed. They came here hoping to celebrate a 3-lead. Michael Jordan cuts it to 9. The Phoenix Suns have led most of the way, however, leading by as many as 16. And the Suns want to take it back to Phoenix for Game 6 Sunday night. Johnson with the save, intercepted by Grant. 3-on-1. Pippen all the way. Pippen not able to hit off that twisting shot. And here's Barkley.
Oh, what a major mistake. I'm sorry, what a major mistake, Marvin. He should have passed it to Charles for the dunk shot.
Wild end-to-end play. Paxson. And Williams able to put it home. Paxson claiming he was fouled. The Suns 94. The Bulls 87 as we come up on 4 minutes remaining in the game.
A big basket by Scott Williams, but I haven't seen the energy from Scott Williams that we've seen him supply in past playoff games.
Kevin Johnson is fouled. Scottie Pippen has collected his 5th. Bulls with their 3rd team foul. Suns have 4. Johnson to the line. He's 2 for 2 from the line. 18 points, 8 assists for Kevin Johnson.
I love what Paul Westphal has done. He was upset that the Bulls were, especially Michael Jordan, was just tiptoeing down the lane in Game 4. Here he is, Charles Barkley, just giving his teammates some encouragement. But Paul Westphal was very upset that Michael Jordan was doing anything he wanted to do down the lane. And he came back and said, no layup rule. Everybody has to go to the free throw line. And the Phoenix Suns have responded.
And the Suns have also responded at the line. The 16 for 19. They lead 96-87. Armstrong, Maxim, Jordan, and the three-guard set, along with King and Grant. And Jess Kersey waves it off. Will not count. Foul called on Johnson outside.
Well, he go catch KJ on the move, and KJ had nothing to do but to grab him, and it was a good foul by Kevin Johnson. This Phoenix Sun team is playing just an excellent and smart game. I am very impressed on how they came here ready to play and execute both offensively and defensively.
How about Michael Jordan at the line? He is 1 of 3 from the line in this quarter, 2 of 7, and the Bulls hurting themselves once again at the foul line. Jordan did not shoot well at the line in game 4. 96-88, Suns with the lead. Here's pressure by Chicago. And again, the Suns have no trouble with it. Barkley able to swing away. Phil Jackson takes a long walk. Felt there should have been a foul. Each hits the three. Phil Jackson looking for an offensive foul. And Danny Ainge connects from three-point range. The Suns now lead 99-88. Timeout called by Chicago.
Well, after the play, Phil Jackson is just going crazy on the sideline, and he wants a timeout.
The guy that Phil Jackson fears the most on this team down the stretch is Danny Ainge because of his courage, willingness to take a big shot in tough situations.
Well, Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns have been in the way of the quest of the Chicago Bulls to wrap it here tonight with the Bulls trying to become only the third team in NBA history to win 3 in a row. No team has won 3 straight in 26 years. Three-point attempt by Jordan went astray. We're coming up on 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Suns lead 99-88.
If Chicago can get into it, they have a very small team on the floor. Grant is the center right now. Then they've got Pippen, Paxson, BJ, and Michael, a pressing, trapping, quick team that can hit you with three-pointers in transition.
Johnson rebounded by Jordan. Jordan with the hesitation dribble. Fouled by Marley. So Jordan back to the line.
What you have to do if you're Chicago is try to score points and stop the clock. One way you do that, you emphasize take the ball to the basket. Another thought, you're down in the game by 11 points. There's 2:40 left. You've got to get possessions. You've got to score more points each time you have it than the other team. With Mark West on the floor, a 51% free throw shooter, maybe you tell the guy guarding him, if he touches the ball, foul him immediately. He makes 1, you make 2 or 3, you're picking up points on the exchange.
But that's a great theory and a great way to do things. I don't think Mark West will touch it. Charles Barkley will probably, again, set the offense for the Phoenix Suns. They're playing a smart game, going through Charles Barkley every single time.
2.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Barkley drawing the double team. Shot clock at 7. Marley eluding Jordan. Marley all the way. Went high off glass. Back come the Bulls. Down by 9.
Smart move by Ainge. Michael Jordan hit the little turnaround, but what he really was trying to do was create a shot for Paxson. Ainge almost came to help out, but stayed at home. Michael couldn't get it to him.
So the Suns now lead by 7. We're down to 1 minute and 50 remaining. Fourth quarter. Barkley struggling for possession. Johnson. Yes, and it counts. Kevin Johnson with the field goal, and he will go to the line. He was fouled by Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan was trying to create right there something for Paxson, but Ainge started to come and went back, stayed at home with his player. Jordan turns and banks it off the glass.
And again, the offense ran through Charles Barkley. He got double teamed. He found the open man in Kevin Johnson, and they lay it up. I tell you, this Phoenix Sun team is playing excellent basketball, both offensively and defensively.
Well, the Chicago Bulls stadium crew preparing throughout the day to set up for the championship ceremony on the court. Look at the scaffolding. This compared to a year ago when they went through the ceremony downstairs. They instead today preparing for it through a full-scale rehearsal right throughout the day, and they are waiting in the wings. Now, for more on that, because apparently the Phoenix Suns were a bit perturbed about all this preparation, let's go over to Hannah Storm.
Well, Marv, the Suns were talking about it in the locker room before the game. Charles Barkley told me that the Suns felt like the people of Chicago were already dividing up the will before the person was actually dead. And he said that he was going to set out to prove that the Phoenix Suns were very much alive, Marv.
Thanks, Hannah. Charles always has a way of capturing the scene. The Suns lead by 10 minutes and a half remaining. Jordan will go back to the foul line, hit by Kevin Johnson.
After that timeout, Ahmad just came back with us with this information that Chicago wants to go to their no-huddle, hurry-up offense. Not quite sure he's in the right sport right now.
Confused, you know, the former football player, you know, this.
But what he meant by that was Chicago wants to get it down quickly, get shots up quickly, not necessarily long shots, but don't use up too much time on the clock.
And remember what you was talking about, Mark West. Paul Westphal said, yeah, I know that Mark West can't shoot free throws too. Now I'm gonna put in Frank Johnson. So good move by Paul Westphal.
40 points for Michael Jordan, along with 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Suns lead 102-94. Pressure by Jordan against Frank Johnson. So Frank Johnson and Kevin Johnson on the floor at the same time. Nice feed, but Barkley is rejected. A minute 10 remaining, fourth quarter. Here's Pippen, stripped. Frank Johnson got a piece of it.
Use the clock right here. If you're Phoenix Sun, let it wind down. Take this shot in the last second or two.
Well, Kevin Johnson saw the opportunity, and with a burst to the basket, able to extend to a 10-point lead.
Charles Barkley told us on the off day, we have not been able to stop them on the critical plays when we've had to. That last strip, last time down, was the critical play for Phoenix.
45 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. And how about this Phoenix Suns ball club? They lose the first 2 at home. Jordan called for that foul. That is his 5th. And they come to Chicago, and they will beat the Bulls 2 out of 3 here in Chicago.
You know what, Marv? The Chicago Bulls are in trouble. They're in trouble. This thing is going to go 7. The last 2 games, even with Michael scoring 55 points, I thought the Phoenix Sun team still outplayed them. They had the chance to tie that game. Kevin Johnson misses that ball. I mean, he turned the ball over. Now they come back, turn it around again in this game. I tell you, the Phoenix Suns are playing better. They're hotter, they're playing better than the Chicago Bulls, and the Bulls are in trouble.
Dan Marley may be part of the big story tonight because your second team, all defensive player, has held Michael Jordan at times. Jordan only 4 field goal attempts on the inside, 24 on jumpers from the outside.
37 and 4/10 seconds remaining in the fourth. The Suns will stay alive. There will be a game 6 in Phoenix. Will be on hand 7 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday night, which means the Czar's television career extends at least 1 more game. I mean, let's get things into the proper perspective. Ainge called for that foul on Jordan, who was gunning from 3-point range. Michael Jordan back to the line. He's 6 of 8 from the line.
I'm gonna go on the limb and say that it's gonna be 7 games. This is gonna be 7 games. I have no question in my mind. It's going to be 7 games in this series. And I tell you what, everybody better hold on. That American West Arena, them fans of the Phoenix Suns will be rocking come Sunday.
Magic, a walking promo here.
This team is playing. They're confident right now, the Phoenix Suns. Paul Westphal has made all the correct moves in terms of getting his team to say no layup rule. Play aggressive, play hard. We don't want Michael down in the lane tonight, and that has happened for them.
Jordan missed that free throw on purpose. A 105-95, Suns by 10. It will be Chicago ball, 31 seconds remaining. The Chicago shuffle continues. John Paxson back for Trent Tucker. Kevin Johnson with an outstanding game. 25 points, 8 assists, 11 of his 25 in the fourth. Charles Barkley, despite that sore elbow, comes up big. 24 points, 6 assists for Barkley. Here's Pippen for 3. Armstrong keeps it alive. And Frank Johnson gets to it. 20 seconds remaining. How about Richard Dumas? 25 points for Dumas. Michael Jordan with 40. Scottie Pippen with 22. I'll check that 41 for Jordan. Grant called for the foul. His third.
And the last thing I'm going to bring up that I felt that was really important here for the Phoenix Suns, they didn't play that friendship stuff tonight. They went after the Bulls. They hit the Bulls. I didn't see what I saw in the first 3 or 4 games. You can see that they said, okay, enough of that.
And Marley departing. Gerard Mustaf will make a cameo. Marley leads with 11, along with 7 assists.
You know, Magic, I like a lot of the stuff you're saying. You would make a great assistant coach.
I would have to ask Pat Riley first. See, if I went with you, he'd be mad at me for not checking with him first. But I like the idea.
And the deal is, you sleep on the sofa in the Czar's house in Richfield. 10 seconds remaining in the game, and the Suns with a 106-95 lead. Michael Jordan sitting down, departing with 41. That's Tucker hitting a 3. 106-98, and the foul is given by Paxson. Frank Johnson with some words in the direction of John Paxson, who just walks away.
I told you things have changed. This is not the same Phoenix Suns team that has been playing the first 4 games. This is a different Phoenix Suns team. And I wasn't saying that friendship thing because you can't be friends. I was saying it because you have to have a dislike somewhat for your opponent to win a championship. That's throughout all these championship series, it has happened.
And once again, Frank Johnson, in his brief appearance, did a nice job. Paul Westphal for the first time going with the combination at times of Frank Johnson and Kevin Johnson. 10-point Suns lead, and that will do it. The Phoenix Suns, leading most of the way, remain alive in this best of 7 as they knock off the Bulls 108-98. The Bulls now lead 3 games to 2, but this series goes back to Phoenix. Game 6, Sunday night.
The Suns walk off Chicago's court with a huge win, 108-98. Kevin Johnson and Richard Dumas each had 25 points, and Charles Barkley chipped in 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Suns were looking to use the momentum of the huge Game 5 win and carry it through to the NBA title. However, the Bulls put an end to the Suns' championship aspirations by defeating them in Game 6 and capturing their 3rd straight NBA title. Michael Jordan was once again named Finals MVP for the 3rd straight year.